Okay, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is cover those dark circles with an orange concealer color correcting stick. This is the True Match. It's very affordable and very creamy. Next thing I'm going to do is cover the redness on my nose. I wear glasses, so especially at the top, I have to really cover. The green corrector color came from a Stila palette. Here I am using Loreal Infallible Pro-Glow foundation, and I'm using a concealer brush from Pharmacy Professional Collection to cover around the eye area gently. I have to be really careful around my eye area because if I touch it too much or put too much pressure there, any efforts that I made to try to cover up all the dark circles will come right through the makeup. So I have to be very, very careful about that. This makeup video was going to be initially about affordable, high-end, travel size eyeshadows and concealers. But it ended up being something a little different, which I will be showing you very soon. You'll find out exactly what happened. So we got kind of a double program here. Okay, this is the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer by IT Cosmetics. It is really thick and concentrated, and let me tell you, that little tube, that is a travel size. It's $14. I will probably never have to buy another tube. It is so rich, so concentrated, and so good. It is worth the $14 for the higher end. So as you can see here, I'm patting it in with the concealer brush, and the results are just outstanding. I really like the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. IT Cosmetics is probably one of my favorite cosmetic lines anyway. Here is the nub that's left from my NYX Wonderstick, which is a perfect color to contour around my nasolabial folds. I try to say that fast, I never can. Nasolabial folds. It seems to blend really well with my natural skin color and with the foundation, so I just kind of cake it on in there and then I blend it out really well. It works amazing. I'm gonna have to get another one. It is very affordable as well. As you know, NYX is a good quality drugstore brand. A little more expensive than e.l.f., but definitely reasonably priced for what you get. So here I'm gonna go ahead and contour with my NYX Wonderstick in Universal Fair. So right there is where it's circled. That's my skin color. It's a blue hue, and I accidentally contoured too close to that discoloration on my face. So it looks like the hollowness on my cheek is super accentuated because of the mistake I made, as you can see here. It just wasn't far enough apart for me to, achieve the contour effect I was actually looking for, and I didn't go back and fix it. The nose contouring is a little more painstaking. I'm getting better at it, but it is like, I feel like I'm doing surgery here. It's so specific, and so where you place the contour and how it's blended so it doesn't show up but you still look like you have more of a slimmed nose, because my nose is skinny at the top, wide as it goes down, and then it hooks, and it's pretty bulbous too, so I've got to contour it several different ways. I love the idea that I can contour my nose, but it's one of the harder things that I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and speed on through the rest of this contour on my face. Here's a close-up where you can see where the contour meets the hyperpigmentation on my cheek. That was a mistake. I like to contour around my jawline. I do have a little bit of jowling going on, not bad, but I also like to contour around my chin. My chin's a little bit more pronounced than I'd like it to be. Taking a little more time here to watch the artwork being done on my nose. I go back and watch my nose contour and see where I've improved or where I need to improve. So I let this play a little longer than the other parts of the contouring. Using that awesome NYX Wonderstick again. Probably going to use it up today. It's really, really good. I have forgotten that I had it. I probably would have been using it before today if I had remembered that I have it, but it was so small it was in the bottom of my makeup bag and I didn't see it. I learned here that it's just as equally as important to get the right amount of shading around the sides of the nose as it is the placement of the darker contour on top of the nose. So I will work really meticulously at making sure that that's good, and then I will take powder and really pile on some powder around the sides of my nose and bake it for a few minutes. So when that powder's been whisked away, it just locks it in and it looks really good. This is NYX Butter Gloss in Madeleine, and it is luscious. Okay, so here I am using the purplish setting powder to bake the area around my nose. That purplish color brings light to the area. So I sort of really cake it on as much as I can and let it sit there for a few minutes. Again, that's called baking, which everybody in here probably knows. I'm not much of a powdery person, or try not to use too much powder because it gets in the texture of my skin, but this works really well. Okay, well, that powder is baking. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes for my eyeshadow. This is the Laura Geller waterproof spackle. It's a very effective eye primer. Okay, let's brush away all that powder that sat on my face for a few minutes. Okay, this is really fun. This is the NYX Wonderstick Dual-end blush. On either side, there's different colors. The color here that I'm using is, I believe it's called Deep Peach, but I'm gonna have to go back and double check. The other end is called Coral. I chose the peach today. Again, this is the first time I've used it, so I'm not sure what the texture is gonna be like trying to blend, so we'll see how it goes. It looks like I'm gonna choose a sponge here. So I wanted to use my stipple brush. I added a little more color to my stipple brush because the stipple brush is firm and it's not as dense. It's excellent in placing product. I'm really happy with this color. I'm happy with the application. I'm happy with the texture and how it blends into the skin. I like the color. It's very pretty. It looks very natural. And you can't beat, I think it was about I think it was $10. This is Fiera powder. This is an anti-aging powder. It's really good for mature skin where you have lines, pores, wrinkles. It sets really well on mature skin. Lorac Mini Pro Palette. Again, this is a high-end product and it's only $14, so I picked it up. I literally will never use a whole palette of anything. So if I want to get something that's high-end, I will try to get the travel size. So if you want to get the high-end stuff, you don't have to buy, typically you do not have to buy it in the full size. So I've chosen the color that I want for my lid. And then, I accidentally picked, I dipped my brush in the darker brown color. And so I was going to try to fix it. So as you're going to see me going back and forth here, fiddling with it, back and forth, seeing if I can get the tone on my lid to where it evens out or where I'm happy with it. So we'll see how it goes here. I wasn't happy, so I pulled out my IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. This is also a new item. This was $27. That is not bad. IT Cosmetics, they're just excellent. Look at this. I dip my brush and look at that payout. It's covering that dark shadow over my lid. It's covering it. So the recovery effort is going to be a success. It will be a success. I'm so excited. Also incredibly thrilled at the performance of this eyeshadow palette from IT Cosmetics. It saved the day for sure. That Lorac palette is very beautiful. But I will tell you that I noticed as I was applying the darker colors from the Lorac palette, there was quite a bit of fallout around that fell onto my cheek and under my eye. So there was quite a bit of a cleanup project going on there too. So anyway, so let's have a look, see what I'm doing here, what I decided to do. I salvaged the lower lid with the IT Cosmetics, and it looks like, okay, so I've decided, I chose a color. I believe I pointed it out. Now I am sweeping color up toward my eyebrow. This lifts my eye a little bit. I really like this color that I chose here on the Lorac palette. I will continue to sweep up toward my brow until I'm happy with the effect that I get to make my eye look a little more open. So here I'm choosing in the IT Cosmetics, I picked a light color for under the brow, and on your left, my right, I over highlighted and covered up the crease color more than I wanted to. So I made a mistake there. And here, this part from the IT Cosmetics is it's sort of a highlighter. It's a very subtle highlight powder. I was hoping to use it for my lid, but it wasn't quite as shimmery as I'd like it to be. So I decided to switch back over to the Lorac and there's two shimmer colors, and I chose one of them, and I was really happy with it. So my eyeshadow was salvaged, hip hip hooray, and so that was really good. Again, the Lorac palette was $14. The IT Cosmetics was $27, I believe. It might be $29. I'll have to double check. And the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in the travel size is $14. So I have some pretty good high-end stuff on my face right here that did not cost a lot of money. I will list the specific Lorac palette in the comments section under the video. Here is my face after I went off camera, took off the makeup under my eyes, reapplied, and I put my mascara off camera as well. This is the Laura Geller's beautiful bronzer, the baked bronzer in medium. I love this bronzer. I decided to brighten my inner eye. I'm using the NYX Professional Jumbo Stick here. I don't usually put anything in my waterline because it just gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason, but today I needed some brightness, so I did it. It's very effective. What's coming up next though is really mind-blowing. What I'm doing now is I'm touching up my eyeliner. I am actually using the $3 e.l.f. quad, the bite size. The palette is called Love You Latte. Look at this. I'm using this, and this $3 quad from e.l.f., no fallout whatsoever. The Lorac is a high-end, and the fallout was ridiculous. Very beautiful, but way too much fallout. So the e.l.f. actually performs better. Doing a little touch-up with my bronzer here. One last pass. Ooh, I'm liking it. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I appreciate you stopping by. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again real soon. Thank you. Bye.